Well, welcome back. Here we are with video number 2 in the How to Survive Minecraft series. Follow along, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to turn this little entrance way that I created last video into a little bit more of a home, a living area. And also, I'm going to show you about collecting special items and that very first thing you have to accomplish in survival, getting food. As you can see, last video, I managed to carve out this little living space and only reducing my appetite by 1 bar. That's crucial. Time is of the essence, and you've got to work hard to get your supplies, get your resources, build a home, and begin to explore the area. All this while operating mostly during daylight hours. If you operate in the evening, you totally increase the difficulty of the game because there are monsters out there. So, for all those that are, if you listen, you can even hear a zombie growling in the background. For all those who like to adventure with the monsters, feel free, wander outside at night. I personally don't like to have the creatures about, so I try to sleep during the night and stay active during the day. When you start off the game, it begins with a map. Every player has a map. Don't make the mistake of dropping it. I'm still trying to get used to controller, so I keep dropping my map. But the map will show what your local area is like. It also has your coordinates, so you can share with other players where you're building at if you choose to do so. One thing I've noticed is that all starting players start with the same map. And what that means is that you can see other players on your map. So the only way to keep that from happening, I guess, is to get their map from them. Otherwise, they'll be able to track you down. So at any rate, first thing we're going to do is we're going to check to see if it's daylight yet, but it's not. So get back to carving out an area to live in. What I like to do is I like to look around the area, see how much space I want, trying to imagine where I want my bedroom to be, try to imagine where I want my cooking area to be at. And I try to keep the two areas separate, but that's just me. I like to take advantage of all the whole cosmetic changes you can make to the world. This game offers everything from wading pools if you want to build one, to putting paintings on the wall or hanging swords or whatever you want to do. It gives you that ability. No other practical purpose other than just the cosmetics. So take a look at your work area, figure out what you want your design to look like, and get to work. So first thing I'm going to do is carve out a space to put extra rooms at. So let's start with that. And I think I'm going to fast forward through most of this. You get the gist of what needs to get done. So, as you can see, a fast forward just to get you the gist of what we're doing. I carve out what I think I want my living area to look like, and this gives me two things. It gives me resources to build with and a more comfortable living space. Again, all for aesthetics, but you want to have enough space to store your equipment so you're not crammed if you want to spread out a little bit or invite other players into your living space, which I'll show. You can make entire elaborate bedrooms if you need to. So at any rate, I start digging. Now, one trick to digging, you only want to dig into a space that you can comfortably defend from. So what I like to do is I like to dig a narrow corridor, that way any creatures that can spawn in that little space I could typically handle. And make sure it's very well lit as you actually build. Don't dig into an area that you can't see. So, at any rate, I clear out the space. I have a little extra stone to do other things with, and I now have a functioning living quarter. And it's that simple. As you can see, I've worked all night long I've expanded my living space. I lit it up. It's comfortable. It's well lit. I can see any threats, and creatures will not spawn in this light level. The way Minecraft works is that monsters spawn out of darkness. So when there's not enough light, you can have an entire area totally enclosed, no way in, no way out. But the minute you have darkness, monsters will spawn there. So always have the area well lit. That's survival skill number 1. You must have light. Let there be light. So I continue to spread out. The sun is coming up. Perfect opportunity to go out and get some supplies. So the first thing you want to do is equip a weapon to fight with. Going back to video number 1, the right tool for the job. You don't want to fight with an axe when you can avoid it, so you want to make sure you have a sword. So go ahead and equip your sword. Get ready to head out into the wild and gather those resources that you need. While I'm going out there, I'm going to also need my pickaxe, or I'm sorry, my hand axe, so I can bring down some extra timber. Okay, so tools equipped, heading out the door, and I have an appetite now. I've got 3 pips of health, or 3 pips of, I guess, pork chops, whatever you want to call those little meat points, and tells me that my character's hungry. Okay, so now I hear a spider. I know he's out there, and here he comes. Yep. Yikes. Ow, a spider. First time I played it, I was freaking out. I'm messing around with the map. I can't figure out what tool. I had my sword in hand. I still messed it up. But at any rate, take on the threat. Get your weapon out. Attack the spider. And most creatures, once you defeat them, they'll drop special items. In this case, spiders drop webs and spider eyes. Spider eyes I don't recommend eating, but you can use as an ingredient in potions. So, make my first kill. I got an appetite. Notice when your character's hungry and you have appetite points missing, you will not regenerate health. You cannot heal when you're hungry. You gotta be fed, fully full constitution, and then you can get your health points back. And all this running around is just making my character even hungrier. Do not wait until you're starving to look for food. Always look for food when you have no fewer than 2 appetite points going. So here's, after that kill of the spider, I now need to go kill something I can eat. And that's why the cows gotta go. That's 1. And I get 1 more, make sure I have a full food supply. Cows will drop steak and they will drop leather. And if you domesticate them, you can breed them for calves and also get milk. So right now, I'm not quite ready for that. I'm not ready to make a full domestic domile, but right now, or biome, I should say. Basically, you're just doing the basics. You get food, get yourself back inside, seal up the place, cook your dinner, get your appetite satiated, and move on. So, I'm going to show you cooking a meal, and I'm pretty much wrap up this video once I get my appetite back, show you how you start healing once you have a sustainable appetite bar. Put the steak into the furnace. Put a fuel source in, and I like to always hold on to a coal for an emergency. I don't use that until like we're in dire straits. That's usually, when I've run out of all my supplies. But in this case, it's I eat now or I don't eat at all. So get a steak in me, munch that down. 1 steak will get about 4 bars. Another steak will do it, and I'll be ready to adventure. Well, this wraps up this video. Tune in, and I'll show how to expand this living space and start to make crops. Makes life a whole lot easier to live once you have your crops. So, I hope you enjoyed. Like this video, make comments, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.